Hi everyone, this is Katina. I wanted to show you today's lunch. I've put on my channel the last two videos, if I remember correctly. It was a salad, so a cold kind of lunch. This time I'm making soup. Actually, it's not my first soup from the past few weeks, months even, but it's the first time that I actually can film before everything is cooked. So I'm usually I take everything that we have in the fridge, that we haven't used. This time it's green onions and or shallots, I don't know how to say in English exactly, and a cauliflower. So I'm using this as a base, and once this is cooked up, I really like to make a puree out of it. So put everything in a blender or a smoothie machine, and I like the texture of it all. So there's no protein in it, just a homemade chicken broth. I'll be right back, I'm just thinking of something, hold on. So this is actually the cauliflower. I took out all the leaves all over, and I also put in some garlic powder. Sorry, the kitchen is such a mess, so garlic powder is kind of nice. And then I use, because there's sometimes there's not enough salt in the broth, the homemade one, so I'm using concentrate like this one here, chicken concentrate, or it's kind of a, it's you have to buy this in the grocery store, but this one actually has less salt in it, so less sodium. And I'm only using sort of a tablespoon at once, not just random, but kind of measure small quantities of in-store bought concentrated chicken stock. Actually, it's not even written in English on it, so now I'm just gonna hold on here. So I'm using this big soup thing. When I film like this with my phone on the hand, it's always a little bit awkward because there's no what's it called, tripod. So I kind of go through a software or an app to actually stabilize the footage. So I see it that it's moving, but it's not gonna move if I stabilize the thing. So this is pretty much what it's going to be cooking, and I'm going to show you if I put something else. Alright, so while this is cooking, the cauliflower soup and everything else that I'm going to add to it, if I find something else, I wanted to show you, actually that's been a video that I've been meaning to film a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have time. So these are the things that I try to always have in my pantry. So red lentils, something that I'm actually going to use for this soup. So it takes, red lentils is best because it only takes a few minutes, like 5-6 minutes to cook, compared to 20 if you use the dry green lentils. So I prefer the red if I'm in a hurry, and it's a huge bag. It's not expensive. It's about $5 or $6 for, what's the quantity? 4 pounds, so it's a lot. And I like to have these two. Actually, this is recent. I bought this one, the latest, but this brand, I don't know if you have it if you're from the States, but basically it's crackers, but very healthy ones. And what you want to look for if you want to make it healthy is, of course, the little nutritional values here, the little square. So I mentioned this in my previous video, but oh god, it's not focusing correctly. When you look at it, the thing that you need to look at, okay, it's not proper. The image is not clear. So what you want to look at when you look at the nutritional values is the fibers, the sugar, and the protein. So let me see if I can put it in another light maybe. So I'm bringing this with me. Of course I'm going to edit everything. Okay, so obviously I'm not able to focus the lens, but anyway, what you want to look at when you buy these crackers, before you buy them, if you don't have this brand, you look at the fibers. So this one, you can't see it, but it's 6 fibers per portion, and it's only 120 calories for three crackers. And this one is a little more sweet, but it's really good. It's there's a little bit of cranberry in it, so it's kind of nice. It's like a little bit of a dessert. So this one, you have 3 grams of fibers and 4 grams of sugar and 2 grams of protein. So actually it's not that nutritious, this one, but it's low in calories. So 2 slices of would be 90 calories. It's good, it's healthy. It's just not as nutritious as this one, the sesame rye kind. So even if you can't see it, it's always something that actually, if you consult a nutritionist, that's what they're going to tell you. You look at the fibers, 6 grams. Low sugar would be below 1 gram, 10 grams, pardon me, by portion. And the proteins, if you find 4, 5, 6 grams of proteins, it's very nice. It's good. It's healthy. So, and low sodium. So I'm going to repeat myself. So what you're looking at for anything actually that's carbs, you need lots of fibers. 5 grams is a lot. Low sugar, less than 10 grams. You know, it's the same thing for cereals, and a couple of grams of proteins. But fiber is actually the most important to me. So I'm going to show you the blended smoothie kind of soup. Alright, so this is what everything looks like. Red lentils, I have at least 2 cups, I guess. They took only a few minutes, like 5-6 minutes boiled. And this is the soup. The cauliflower, you know, whatever you have in hand. Could be carrots, could be cabbage. It's very, very cheap, I must say. And but it's homemade, huh? So it's already more healthy when you make your own soup, mainly because there's a lot of not sugar, but salt. It's not salt per se, but it says sodium or something like that. So if you have a couple of hundreds of milligrams, I think, of salt, it's a lot compared to what you do homemade. So I'm going to show you once it's all blended into my little machine. So because I don't have a lot of vegetables in this particular soup compared to the quantity of liquid, like there's like the whole pot of homemade chicken stock, so it's a lot for the small cauliflower that I had. I decided to put the soup and add the red lentils in it. So I'm going to blend everything. Otherwise I would have done just blending the soup and add the lentil after or on the side. So there you go. This is what it looks like once it's blended. See, just this, it's a lot. It's like a liter, I think, of a little more than 500 milliliters, like a whole portion. You have like at least 2 cups of soup, and everything is in there. It's a strange color. It's like a little kind of off-white color, and I didn't have any greens to put, like some shallots or something that's gonna make it nice looking, so I just put some spices. This one is lemon pepper seasoning, so I just put it there to make a little bit of a contrast to make it nice looking. So this is pretty much it. See you next time.